Aaahh Real Monsters is a 2D platforming game that's developed by Real Time Associates, published by Viacom New Media, that's released for the Genesis, Mega Drive and Super Nintendo on the 15th of August 1995. The game that's based off the 90s Nickelodeon television series has a player controlling the main protagonists, Ipkiss, Oblina and Crumbum, navigating and traversing the city's sewers, scaring specific people and switching between the trio, solving puzzles and overcoming obstacles. Receiving a mixed reception, Tommy Glide from GamePro criticised the SNES level designs, bland backgrounds and stiff controls. Scores from several publications such as a 74 from Hyper, a 65 from Video Games DE and a 78 from Hobby Consoles. Let's check it out. Now before we discuss the game, can I just say how much of a banger this was back in the day? In the 90s, Nickelodeon had you covered with shows like Rocko's Modern Life, Hey Arnold, Angry Beavers, Cat Dog and the list just goes on. Majority of these, and especially the monsters, were praised for their animations, dark sense of humour and stupidity, which in my opinion made these franchises shine. The show focuses on a bunch of butt-ugly monsters attending scare school that are trying to impress the headmaster, Grumble, in order to graduate. Wait, this sounds a lot like another cartoon or live animation. Yeah, I'm talking about Pixar's Monsters, Inc. You can't deny the similarities. The resemblance is uncanny, with a few differences such as a parallel universe opposed to a modern day New York, and the fact that Incorporated revolves around harvesting scares and Aaahh Real Monsters are just trying to graduate, but yeah, it's very questionable. Pixar Studios was actually sued in the early 2000s, but get this, not by Nickelodeon. They didn't give a fuck, but by a filmmaker, Stanley Mouse, and some bird alleging that Pixar stole their drawings and ideas. Nevertheless, both cases were thrown out in court. Honestly, I think some ideas were taken from Nickelodeon, but there's nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty sure Real Monsters was inspired by a 1968 film Yellow Submarine. As a matter of fact, it was. Alright, let's talk about the gameplay. You collect books, throw fish heads, and collect items. In our case, it's pink sneakers. The monsters also have various perks that are used to traverse the stage. Ipkiss can long jump, Oblina can high jump, and Crumbum uses his eyes to see upcoming obstacles, which I really dig the animation. Our heroes can also scare, which kills enemies on screen, but are limited depending on how many books you acquire. The visuals look decent, although it's nothing out of the ordinary for a 95 title, and as much as I like the back and foregrounds, they can come off as hazy, and at times they can be distracting. Some of the microscopic enemies tend to blend in a lot with the graphics and makes them hard to see. The 16-bit music and sound effects are slightly quirky, that's pretty on par with the show, although from what I remember, the cartoon didn't have a great soundtrack to begin with. Personally, Cat Dog has one of the greatest theme songs of all time, and boy is it catchy. The monsters then make their way through the gymnasium, collecting roller skates and bouncing off trampolines, which the gameplay can be fast paced, kinda like Sonic the Hedgehog, but with a lot more trial and error. Difficulty shouldn't be a problem as the game gives you numerous lives with many 1-ups and medkits in the form of trash. So Ipkiss in the game scares several humans throughout the area, which you can also throw fishes. One thing that's annoying is when using perks, the characters have to be bunched up, and yep, you take 4 damage. It's a pet peeve of mine. Continuing on, we kill more childish enemies and bombarded with paper planes, basketballs, and a whole bunch of crap, which led to us dying several times. Very frustrating. You can't even, if you're standing inside this motherfucker, fucking annoying cunt. We finally get to the top of the gymnasium, and shortly after, we reach the bloody exit. I forgot to mention there are several levels to each stage. The monsters then end up in some random bathroom where we encounter more humans, toy aeroplanes, and model tanks. It's a bit strange. The game also throws in some linear puzzle solving elements with toilet flushing to other areas. Not gonna lie, it's very easy. I had zero dramas with this segment. Ipkiss acquires another pink sneaker. Our next task, find more shoes and scare this bloke. We descend under the floorboards, killing rats and teachers. I also have no idea what these roller skates actually do, but anyhow, it's more of the same. You get flushed to different sections, scare a whole bunch of nerds, find the footwear and take this bloke on. It's a boss battle. Ignore the books, scare him a whole bunch of times and mission completed. The players are given a bonus stage where we're going to jump through basketball hoops. It's pretty uneventful. Once you've done that, further illustrations reveal that Grumble wants us to locate a blue cut for poltergeisting. Okay. Tumbling through various pipes, our heroes have to hit a series of switches, find the correct route, and Tommy Glide from GamePro, you're not wrong about the stupid level designs. What the hell, is this a dead end? Are you joking?
You can't go back? What?
We start the level again. After traversing this dump after 25 minutes, Ipkiss and the gang run to this mud. You know what to do. However, the second boss, I was clueless. You see that tire on the roof that looks to be part of the background? Yeah, hit it and knock him out. The crew then have to traverse a box factory with conveyor belts and yep, a lot of platforming. Also, please excuse the glitchy audio. The cartridge started playing up at this point. My only complaint for this stage is that the holes that lead you to the top can barely be seen. As stated previously, I'm blind as a bat. Avoiding money bags, Ipkiss finds another blue cup and a button which takes us to the next level. Apparently there's one more to be found, so we swing from pipe to pipe, press a whole bunch of buttons and acquire the mug. You take on the poltergeist. Switch the direction of the conveyor belt so the boxes land on a head. Do this 5 times, then report back to Grumble. Gotta find a dinosaur skull. The trio end up back at the dump taking on feral cats and other enemy variants, which is good to see. This one is pretty simple, just watch out for the damn bird cages. If they drop, well, you're basically screwed. There's also this bee boss that's there to waste your fucking time. Funny enough, you don't take damage if carried away. Slowly take him down, grab the skull and be on your way. The monsters hit up the museum, and this is where the game gets a little tricky. Why, is it hard, you may ask? Not quite, but it's freaking tedious. A lot of these areas must be traversed with precision. If you miss platforms, then you'll end up like me, spending just under an hour getting to the end. And have a go at this.
Like, look at this shit. Like, who would want to sit here and just go, I want to go down, but I can't go down because I can't go left to right because these fucking bouncy things keep sending us back in the air. Who designed this?
The trio make it to the end of the stage. What's next? Piss off. Continuing our search for the skull, bouncing between black tar lava pits and moving platforms. Fall in and you will die. If you're wondering, yes, the game has continues. How many? I don't want to find out. Ipkiss finds the goods and is confronted by some security dude. Switch, light and scare. The fight, it's not half bad. Maybe it's because I knew instantly what to do, not like the previous fights. Frighten him enough and you'll pass the level. By this stage, I just wanted to leg it through the rest of the game, but you can't. And why is there so many damn birds? This is also just a recycled section of a previous level, although the developers have chopped it up enough to make it reusable. We leap over many water pits, get stung by 1,000 spikes, and run to this guy for the second time. Make sure you got health because you're gonna lose a lot of it. The crew then search the information center for a bucket or something alike. Long story short, it's a fair amount of tree hopping. Throw in some climbing and enemies and it can be difficult. We got lucky and made it on our first attempt. Still took bloody forever. Entering the cinema, it's quite the opposite. Very short and by far the easiest. A dozen or so humans, a few ascents, and arse clowns. The visuals are the best looking so far. Nice blend of colours. Another cutscene reveals that we gotta go scare this old hag. Making our way downstairs, Ipkiss kills more humans. We then come across this box puzzle, and I know what you're thinking. Well, no, you don't even need it to reach the button. Makes absolutely no sense. Tracking down the bucket, the monsters take on this karate bitch. Watch for her timing on her kicks. She'll be vulnerable for a second or two, then throw trash at her. And I'm not gonna lie, I went for a whole bunch of lives on this one. Moving on, it's this shithole again, really pushing the repetitive cycle. Highlights, the dog makes another appearance, but don't worry, he's simple. There's this area that you've got to take damage no matter what. Towards the end, the player gets ploughed by a chain of never-ending tyres. The monsters then use air vents travelling to different areas. You know the drill. Locating another item which looks to be a blueprint, all was well until we reached this room. Maybe I just suck at platforming, but they expect you to jump from rope to the next vent. I nearly lost my patience.
Like, seriously, bro, come on. Man, why is it so hard? Yes! Oh my god!
Our heroes push on and we reach the final boss battle, and unlike the rest of this game, it's a breeze. Go from one side of the screen to the other, hit the switch and scare the bitch. Rinse and repeat. With the final blow, she's boxed up and shipped to Australia. What the hell? A celebration cutscene is followed featuring Grumble and the monsters. Congratulations lads, y'all graduated. The end. As it stands, I love the cartoon television series, and as for the game, it's a relatively good platformer, but it has its flaws. I'm the Pizza Man, and I'm out of here.